Spiritual baddies, cosmic vibes at night. Podcast lit, YouTube with the light from the start.
Hi guys, welcome to Spiritual Baddies, episode 2. This is the bonus round when me and Ellie are not together. I miss you, Ellie.
Hi guys, our setup is a little bit different today and my setup is not aesthetically pleasing, but what we're going to do is we're going to take this opportunity to answer some questions that you've been sending in for us and channel and see what Spirit is saying in regards to them questions. The next episode will obviously be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing than this, but we're trying to work with what we're doing right now because of the school holidays and stuff.
We did promise you all that we would be answering questions for the tarot cards. It's going to be really interesting to see if me and Ellie pick up on the same stuff, because we said we'd be totally honest and totally truthful with you guys. Like I said before, we're very transparent and we kind of wanted to do, we find this as interesting as I think you guys will.
So let's get going. The first question is being a partner and mother my purpose, or is there something more that I could be doing? Which is a really good question, because I think in motherhood, you know, you kind of just get stuck in the phase of just looking after kids and tidying up, and everything's all about kids, and you sort of lose a part of yourself, I think, when you have a child or multiple children, or if you have kids that are close together as well in age. You're just so busy that you kind of forget to prioritise your own career and things that you want to do. So I think it's a really good question that a lot of people could probably benefit from, whatever Spirit speaks about. So Spirit, if you can please answer this question.
You're in a massive indecision about something. I feel like you know this answer yourself. I feel like you're almost forcing yourself to just be a mother, even though you know you've got creative energy and there's other things that you want to do. Why are you telling yourself that, babe? Okay, so the cards are showing that there's quite a bit of hermit energy around you at the minute, which is a good thing, because it means that you kind of... There's two ways to look at the hermit card. So for Bianca, she might pull this card and look at it a different way to what I look at it. But for me, the energy that I'm getting is like, you've retracted from the world to be able to focus on being a mum. You've retracted to be able to focus on doing what you need to in regards to your home life and regards to your children. But I think that there's some new beginnings that you're kind of searching for, and like things that you want to happen. Why are you scared of judgment from other people? You need to change your mindset towards this, babe. Is there someone around you, a male, that's making you feel like that all you are is a mother? And I don't necessarily mean in a bad or controlling way. I just mean it could be in a loving way, but it's not down to them what you do with your life, and it's not down to decide that you're an amazing mother and that's all.
There is a large chunk of energy that's being taken away from you at the minute, so you may be focused on the relationship or how they are, or focused on other people's well-being, or focused on, it could be just your children's well-being. That's kind of, it's stopping you from progressing as a person into who you need to be or who you want to be.
You've got ideas in your mind, you've got creativity building up and burning up inside you, girl. You've got the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands out. The Wands is all about creative energy.
We can see that there's quite a lot of tension and frustrations internally around this, because you have got the opportunities card there, which means that there is opportunities if you start to apply yourself, if you start to think, right, I want to work towards a new career, or I want to work towards building a business. Them opportunities will come in for you, but you have to be ready for them. And sometimes divine timing and divine alignment will only happen when Spirit see it as necessary. So if you know right now you wouldn't be able to maintain a career, Spirit are not going to align you with it. They can still align you with it, but what can happen is you start to realise, I'm too busy for this right now, my life is just too chaotic. But you have got the World card there, meaning that the opportunities are there if you wanted to create something new.
Spirit are asking you to release judgment of what you think other people around you would feel or think, and to look at your life in a different perspective. They want you to believe in yourself and push yourself towards these little ideas that you've been having, because I don't know why you're battling with yourself. It's almost like you're battling with yourself, thinking that your only value is to be a mum. Yeah, you're a brilliant mum and that's amazing, but you can also have your own life as well, and you can also have your own goals and your own ambitions and your own drive, because you have got massive drive.
But there is kind of like a bit of your energy that's kind of not being stolen, but you are more focused on other people and their well-being than you are your own. You've got the Wheel of Fortune behind that, so Wheel of Fortune again is kind of like the wheel's still spinning. Your destiny is still kind of in this like phase of not being sure where to go right now.
Look what was in the middle of my deck then when I've just gone to go put the cards. Got the Wheel of Fortune. Life's about taking chances and taking risks. Life's about getting out there and just going for it, and whatever happens, happens.
I feel like what you need right now is to think financially. If you know that financially you want more, use that as a stepping stone, because there is opportunities there for you to create more financial revenue into your life. So if you are struggling to get into this mindset of creating a new career or business, start to think about how it would benefit you financially, and then that might give you the urge and the kick up the bum to start thinking, right, I need to pull my stuff together now and I want a better life financially. Because there is stresses there when it comes to money, and there is kind of worries and concerns around what you have and accumulating more or taking that next step. So say if you wanted a mortgage next, or say if you wanted, I don't know, something where you need your finances in order, then this is what they're saying, like that's what you need to be focusing on.
If you feel like if you're worried about being able to balance your wants and your desires with being a mother, you need to let go of that idea, because you are capable of doing that. Keep your goals and your desires and your wants, go for it, go going towards it, just do it, babe. There is more purpose to your life than that. Yes, babe, is your answer to this question. So I hope that helped. Mwah, sending you lots of love and light.
So as for your question being, is being a partner and mother my purpose, or is there something else that can be my purpose? What I would say is, right now you are in your motherly energy. You've got the Queen of Wands here, but you are in your mind about what you want to do next, which is a good seed to plant inside yourself, because it's something that you can grow on. It's an idea that you can grow with. If you don't have any kind of form of, I don't know what I want to do, how can spirit align you? How can they work with you to make something come into your life? So what I would suggest is finding that thing that you do want to do. Okay, I hope that helps. On to the next question now. So again, Bianca is answering it and I'm answering it to see if we kind of get the same sort of downloads. It's not guaranteed that we will get the same downloads, because we are both channeling, and we're both channeling on different days, different times, different energies work with us. She obviously has her spirit team, I have my spirit team, and yeah, we all have different ways of speaking with spirit. So what I may interpret may be different to what Bianca interprets, but I would just say, take from these bits of information that we both receive, take the bits that mean the most to you, that actually resonate and that actually feel like they was meant for you. So next question is the person I'm with the one that I will have a baby with?
To answer the question quite bluntly, no. I don't see you settling down and having a baby with this person, but I'm going to go like further into it. So I feel like this is all quite new and fresh anyway, and I feel like you might have a idea in your mind that having a baby with this person and settling down would be something that would push you together to create like a happy family and to create that love and that relationship that you wanted. I do feel like that might be the driving force behind you in regards to this relationship. But I think because you're wanting to have a baby and settle down, sometimes what we can do is we can go into a relationship with that idea, and instead of looking about how the relationship's going, how that person's treating us and the qualities of that person, and if we would even want, really realistically, for them to be the father of our child, we're just so desperate to have the happy family that you can't see certain things, because you can just see the one straight line towards the happy family and the goal that we all want. Well, some people don't, but a lot of us do. We all want that happy family and we all want to settle down, but sometimes it can cloud our judgment.
Okay, I feel like looking at these here, there isn't a massive amount of fertility energy. There's more of a sense of one person being ready and the other person not being ready. And the cards in itself, there is a child card, there is a pregnancy card further into your deck, meaning that you are expected at some point in your lifetime to, it's kind of predestined. However, will it be this partner? There's nothing here that significantly is ringing out for me saying yes, but there's also nothing that's saying no. I think what it is a time thing.
because instead of looking at the actions that people are taking and their qualities and the morals and whether you're aligned, instead of trying to work out whether you actually really can see this person as the father of your child and really being honest with yourself, instead of thinking like that, we're sort of looking more towards the end goal. So we're going into a relationship with someone that we don't even know, we've known them for 2 minutes and we're just getting to know, but already we're creating a fantasy in our head about how we want this relationship to be, but we haven't even got to know the person yet and we don't really know them for a long time and it takes a while.
Looking at these cards, I think that there is some assessing of the situation you are in right now that needs to be had. So there's quite an energy where you may need to take the blindfold off and really like think about how this would work for you. How would it work for the other person if you then went on to have a child together? Because I feel like what Spirit is saying here is just be patient. Don't rush into any decisions. Don't make a choice about, ending a relationship, or don't make a choice about having a child right now. This is a time for you to just be patient. I always read the Temperance as patient as well. So the Temperance to me can mean different to other people, but to me, Temperance is always about it's coming, what you want is coming, but just don't force it, let it come to you naturally.
I do feel like this person, he has the potential to be the Queen of Pentacles, which is somebody who's very stable, they're quite well financed, they know what they're doing, they're quite business minded, like a breadwinner in the family, but he does have the potential to be that, but he's not giving you that. He's giving you the energy of the Knight of Pentacles, which is he's moving slow and he's moving steady and he's trying to figure out what he really actually still wants. The Knight of Pentacles in a rush for nobody. He's taking his damn time and he's making sure it is what he wants before he goes any further. Spirit are asking you to slow down because I feel like you're wanting to go gunning into this relationship really fast, but it's kind of for the wrong reasons. Someone hasn't made their mind up yet about what they want.
And as I say, you have got the Knight of Wands alongside the Eight of Swords. So you can look into them kind of cards yourself and see what you interpret them or how they would mean something to you. But for me personally, I'm seeing this as you need to take the blindfold off, assess the situation. Underneath that, you have got the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is all about heartbreak. And it's not saying that you are going to have this heartbreak, but it's something that you may be fearful of happening. Sometimes that can be your intuition. That can sometimes be like your gut instincts knowing that this is not going to work out in the long run.
And sometimes I feel like there's been a little bit of game playing and a little bit of tactics. It's almost like one person thinks that if they play little games, and we all do it, if we play little games, then it's going to make them want us more, but it actually doesn't. It's the opposite way around. It actually repels them, especially with someone that has the character of the King or the Knight of Pentacles, because they're quite real, they're quite grounded, they don't like playing games like that. So if that is something that you've been doing, Spirit are telling you to stop that. They're saying that we want you to look at this relationship in a different way. They're wanting you to change your perspective because there is things that you can't see. And again, it's kind of confirmed everything that I've just said with these 3 cards. This is a relationship that you think you really want, but you can't see everything that's in front of you. Again, you're just looking at the end goal of having a relationship because you really want one and you want to settle down and have a baby. But there's things that you can't see and the things that you're choosing not to see because you've got the end goal in sight.
So they may feel like they might say yes and I'm ready, but then deep down they might have that kind of insecurity that I don't know if this is the right time for me. Again, because it's a time scale, I feel like the time scale thing, maybe if it is this person, it may be just further on into the relationship instead of like saying the next 6 months. But again, you are going to go on to have a child, even if you've got children or multiple children. There is a pregnancy card there later on down the card.
So right now, Spirit is saying no, there isn't, well, they're not actually giving me a specific answer, but right now I don't think there's no sign of pregnancy and there's no sign of birth on the cards that I have pulled. Spirit, the main message for you is Spirit are kind of asking you to slow down a little bit, and Spirit are asking you to change your perspective and change your mind frame on the situation and just get to know the guy, because it might turn out that you actually think, oh, maybe he's not for me, and then you've wasted all your energy in daydream land thinking, oh, we're going to end up having a family and we're going to end up settling down. Take step by step, day by day, enjoy getting to know each other and see where it goes.
The Ace of Cups pregnancy card is there. I always interpret Ace of Cups as being a little girl, and everyone again is different, but you have got that pregnancy card there, and it feels like there's been like kind of, I don't know, either previous issues within pregnancies or previous issues in becoming pregnant, or dealing with like pressures around your womb area as well. So maybe like if you've had any kind of health matters that go on in that part of your body. So yeah, it could be this. So to answer your question, it could be this person. Give it time, let things develop. Eventually we do see in the next 5 years a pregnancy being there. If it is with this person, it's because that you've overcome obstacles together and you've got onto the same kind of energy of what you both are aiming towards. If it's not this person, it just means that there is a pregnancy there in the future. So I hope that answers your question for you. Thank you.
So yeah, that's your question answered. I hope that was okay for you, and I'm really excited to see what Ellie got from this. So we'll be joining the videos together. We're not actually sure how we're going to do it. Like I said in the last episode, we kind of just go with the flow, but the card said that's where the magic happens, so it's obviously going to work for us doing it this way. It'll be interesting to see if we both saw the same thing. It'd be fucking well embarrassing if we didn't, but yeah, I'm sure we will. I've got faith in us. Mwah.
Okay, so the next question, this is not a good angle by the way, but I'm trying my best with what I've got available to me right now resource wise. Okay, so the next question that someone sent in was, how often do you sense a spirit? Now, I don't really need the cards for this because this is a question, and obviously everybody's different. So some people might sense a spirit like once a day, twice a day. Of course, when you're channeling, you're more likely to sense a spirit, or when you're working. So I don't really need the cards for it, but it might be interesting to see what they bring out. So we'll see if any cards come out for that.
This is a really interesting question, actually. So for myself, when I first started seeing spirit, I didn't know how to close myself down from it, and they would be there all the time. So I do facials and I do eyelashes as well. And it was like I'd be doing a treatment, I'd be doing especially facials, because facials is like, oh, I love doing facials. It puts me into a meditative state and it really relaxes me. Like a lot of people, if they're having a bad day, they don't want to go to work. Whereas if I'm having a bad day, I really look forward to doing a facial because it just chills me out. And every time I'd have a client, I'd see spirit and they would show me images, they'd show me things that were going on. Like I remember one lady, I don't know, I think it might have been her mum and her grandma came through, and they both came through in saris and they were so beautiful. It was like a beautiful turquoise and beautiful red, and then she started to tell me that her son was getting married and it was going to be like a big Indian wedding, and I was thinking, what do I do? Do I say something? But some people are not spiritual.
I know what mine are probably going to say, because right now I am in an energy where I sense things a lot and I pick up on spirits a lot, but because my life is so hectic with children, I don't really get time to zone into my abilities much at the minute. But as for that question, I would say each person is different. So I feel like when I first started my awakening a long time ago, or what feels a long time ago, I feel like I was picking up spirit constantly and it was driving me insane. Everything was on the next energy level, energy frequency. My whole life was on that frequency, and I've learned over time to tone that down and to only step into that frequency when I have time and when, you know, spirit need me to be there and talk to it.
Oh, I've just realised my pumpkins have fallen down. I don't know why that just came into my head then. I literally just thought your pumpkins have fallen down, and then I turned around and they are. Maybe it was spirit telling me. Well, I am psychic. I do forget that sometimes, you know. And we don't like to use the word psychic because obviously it comes across as quite like, do you know what I mean, a bit, what would the word be for it? Because I've got my window open, I'll probably blow down again. So if they blow down, it's not a ghost, it's just the wind. But yeah, as I was saying, some people aren't ready to hear messages like that. Some people aren't spiritual, some people don't want to know, some people think it's bullshit, and other people just would not be ready. And plus it's very personal. I feel like you're intruding. And then that person would then think, fucking hell, what else you know about me? Like, my God, spend the rest of the week like don't get dressed in case like I'm spying through my fucking psychic mystical wall, watching her get dressed and that. Like, those are the things that go through my head. I think people will think that.
So again, I think that question is probably different for everybody. Sometimes I can pick up on spirit quite a few times in a day. You know, just the other day I went shopping and you need to close the door right now. Bloody children. Yeah, and I feel like for me, when I go shopping, I always sense spirit for some reason. I always sense people being around. I always see different people who have passed. I see their faces in other people when I'm out of the house. So yeah, it can be very different for everybody. So I'm unsure how best to answer that question, but I hope that answers it in a little sort of roundabout way.
So I've just had to come back on, guys, because I've just sat down and recorded a full explanation to one of your questions, which was, how often do you randomly feel spirit? And I finished recording. Let me just check if this is recording, actually. Yeah, it is. Is this your lip liner, by the way, Ellie? Mine now. Oh, I'm joking. Yeah, so I've just gone to go pick my son up and we're on our way home and I've got my music blasting and me and Romy are having a little skank. Car in sports mode, you know how it goes. And Romy's going, faster, mummy! And I could hear my dad laughing and I could see him with me and he's saying that's my daughter, like laughing at how much I'm just like him in them situations there, because he was a bit like cuckoo, do you know what I mean, ADHD out his brain, life was a party, loved his bass lines and he was always just jumping about on his tiptoes, bubbly and whatever, and that's where I get that side from. But my mum's very bubbly as well, but in that moment I could feel him with me laughing and skanking along with me. He's just mad. It was just like, I pulled my car up on my drive and I thought, hang on a minute, I do feel spirit around me randomly all the time. My own loved ones in heaven, my dad, my grandma. Like when I start chatting to someone or if I've been on a date with someone or whatever, I always ask my grandma, or I always ask, are they genuine? And my grandma will go, literally, she'll nod her head and say yes or no, and she's always right. So yes, I do feel spirit randomly. Not every day, but a lot of the time. But it's my loved ones in heaven. Other than that, I'm locked off. Don't come at me, leave me alone, because it gets too much. Like, you can't have people's... Imagine your brain's going all the time. Imagine that times 10 when, because spirit are there. Going all day. Imagine how overwhelming and tiring that would be if your brain was on all the time. It feels like 10 TVs are switched on at the same time. It's just not all right. So we always have to tell spirit quite politely, thank you, but leave us, and we put our protections down, and that protects our mind and it protects our mental health as well, because it would just be way too much having that on all the time. So that answers your question properly this time.
Okay, on to the next question. So the next question is, will things start to get better by the end of this year? Okay, so this question, thank you for sending in, by the way. And I think it's really, I can kind of see something moving at the side of me, but I don't know what it is. I think it's just the light. Is it? I don't know. I feel like this is a really good question to ask because it gives sort of a determination of what energy to expect by the end of this year. So I feel like it's a really good question to send in. So send in more of these, guys. We appreciate these. We love these. Okay, so will things start to get better by the end of the year?
Things will get better, but we have to nurture ourselves. We have to nurture our own body. We have to nurture our own mind. We have to walk away from anything that is negative, anything that is disturbing our peace, anything that doesn't feel right and taps you out of your Empress energy, which is a feminine, divine, beautiful energy of creating and just enjoying life and nurturing those who are around you and what's around you and slowly building and being grateful for your life. Anything that taps you out of that energy, you need to walk away from. It is going to take a little bit of time to build yourself back up, but you can do it, and it'll happen in solitude. So this person here, as you can see, she's got her barriers up. She's not letting no one come in and disturb her peace. She's in a meditative state. She's probably dreaming about her future and her wants and her goals and her desires, and she's probably sat being grateful for what she does have and trying to forget about the things that came into her life that didn't work out, because they always work out for a reason.
Okay, so I just want to mention that there feels like there's a situation with this where you've had to see something through a different perspective, and that's kind of what's looming over you. It feels like your state of reality was changed, and I feel like there's a big announcement to come around you that could definitely throw things off for you a little bit more. So it could be a big announcement from this person who's hurt you. It could be something that they experience in their life that you find out about or something that has happened. Now, this could have already happened because some of these cards to me feel like past experiences, but there could be an announcement or some information that comes to light that you have to deal with. And I feel like that would either just be happened, or is about to happen. So by the end of the year, what we see is you need to really manifest. I don't see like a turning point in the next 6 months for you. I know by the end of the year is not 6 months, but I don't see a turning point for you where you wake up one day and everything's different. It's a progressive state that you need to put your mindset into.
The judgment cards come out, and for you this is saying, who cares what other people are thinking about you? Who cares what other, because half the time things that we think people are thinking, they're not even thinking it, it's all in our head. Who cares what they're doing now? All about releasing judgment on others and releasing judgment on yourself. Who cares what they're now doing in their life? You watch your life, but don't feel no shame. Don't feel like anybody's going to judge you for what you've done. The Empress card is there, so I feel like this is in regards to, it's around children.
It seems like there is either children energy around you that you're concerned about or thinking about, or that there could be up and coming announcements in regards to pregnancies, or up and coming announcements to do with children in some aspects. So keep that in mind. Now, if you don't want to get pregnant, that's absolutely fine, but it could be family that announces pregnancy. It could be any kind of situation where pregnancy starts to get spoken about, or again it could be kind of like a feeling of sort of concerns around having children or concerns around children that you may already have. So keep that in mind.
Clouded judgment in our own minds that make us overthink things and think, oh my god, is he going to think that, is she going to think that? No one's thinking anything. Everyone's all tied up in their own lives. Nobody cares. No one gives a shit, babe. Honest to God, no one cares. You focus on you. You focus on getting yourself right. Get yourself into nurturing yourself, nurturing your body, nurturing your mind, and lock off anybody that disturbs your peace. And that's a massive message for you.
I feel like now it's just manifest. You need to manifest the life that you want. And I feel like this is why they're saying you can't expect a massive turnover in the next few months. It's all about what energy you put into your life right now to see the benefits of that further along the line. I do sense that, you know, home life seems like there's been like a bit of a crushing feeling around home life, but it does seem like there is a change in regards to the energy within the home as well. It feels like a massive energy clear out, so you may be getting rid of people, things, items, objects, and just having that energy cleanse around you in the next few months. I'm just going to re-ask these questions as well.
Things will get better if you do that. Things will not get better if we allow that negative energy that we've walked away from to come back into our life. No, it won't. But if you do the things that you know you should be doing, which is working on yourself and making yourself feel happy, and your children and your family and your loved ones and your friends that care about you, then yeah, things will get better, okay? Right, I'm sending you lots of love and light and healing.
Obviously, we've only got like 2 full months left now of the year, so we'll see. Okay, so there seems to be like apologies and people like in the next few months. Again, childhood card, family card. The cards are asking you actually to emotionally seclude yourself a little bit. Don't lay all your cards down on the table. Don't tell people too much. Just be in your own little bubble and focus on yourself right now and in the next couple months, because I feel like that's what you need to start to get back to you and finding that version of you, because there is some energies here where you've dealt with like devilish type of behavior, if I'm going to be honest. But over the next few months, what I can see is you kind of retracting from certain conversations, certain people, and just focusing in on yourself and your own personal development. So I hope that answers your question for you. Thank you for sending it in.
Truth on sight, astral charts reading, zodiac season, mystical